welcome back to the Football Corner. Welcome back to another review for the Arsenal versus Tottenham game at the Emirates Stadium. Finished 2-2, and I'll be honest, I'm not happy. Not happy with the performance. Now, let's just get into it and let's go over what happened in the game. So, first half, for the majority of it, we looked like the better team. Did have the better chances in front of goal. And towards the 35th minute, Tottenham really started to get into the game. They started to get a bit more comfortable, started to pass around a bit, started to look like the team that had been playing football before they came to this game at the Emirates. And I'll be honest with you guys, there were some questions that were to be asked about the starting 11, given that it was Bukayo Saka on the right, Nketiah down the middle, and Gabriel Jesus on the left. Now, towards the start, we were playing well. I feel like Jesus and Saka were doing well. Nketiah, not so much. Just for the whole game, looked out of place. Didn't have a good game at all. Wasn't doing what he normally does, even if he's not on the score sheet. He's still... The last game that he played, he was trying to help build up play, trying to get goals, you know, just trying to be a nuisance for that defense. And I feel like in this game, he just wasn't that same guy. Just terrible performance from Eddie Nketiah today. Terrible. And let's face it, we're lucky that he was even still on the pitch, because he should have had a red card. That challenge against the goalkeeper was completely reckless. Some people might say it's not a red card. In my eyes, my opinion, it is a red card, because he literally lunged into the keeper and taken him out. And the keeper, the ball already went away. So the fact that he's taken out the keeper, we're lucky that he was still on the pitch. Now, halftime comes and Tottenham are in the game. They started to gain momentum within the last 10 minutes of the first half. And we go into the second half. Now, in my watch along, I'm sitting there, I'm screaming, listen, we need to take Eddie Nketiah off. He's been terrible this game. This is at halftime. We need to take Eddie Nketiah off. And we need to bring on Reiss Nelson on the left, move Gabriel Jesus into the middle, and let's stop pissing about with something that's not working. Because we're having these chances and we're not finishing them. And let's just try and put players in their normal positions, go back to how we were playing before, and hopefully we can do something in the second half. The second half begins and two substitutions are made. Declan Rice comes off. Jorginho replaces him. Fabio Vieira comes off. Now, listen, you know what? Fabio Vieira was getting a bit out-muscled in that midfield. He wasn't having the best of games. And, you know, fair enough. He was getting out-muscled. He needed to be taken off the pitch. I can agree with that. Declan Rice, injury. So he had to come off. Jorginho came on for him. Why Kai Havertz came on in that midfield, I have no idea. Especially in a game like this, especially at halftime where we went in, they've got momentum now. So we know they're going to come out firing in that second half. We know that they're going to come out excited, ready to play their football. Why we decided to bring Kai Havertz on, I have no idea. If anything, I would have brought on Emil Smith-Rowe. I would have taken Nketiah off and, like I said, replaced him with Reiss Nelson, moved Gabriel Jesus to the middle, and put Reiss Nelson on that left side, a natural left winger. Why we decided to bring on Kai Havertz, who in any midfield, whenever he's in that midfield free, he just disappears. And you have basically two midfielders. And the only reason why you have two midfielders is because obviously Martin Odegaard is doing what he's doing. He's up in the pitch trying to create stuff with Saka. And you have Zinchenko coming in and helping out in the midfield. We're lucky we had Zinchenko in that midfield. Otherwise, it could have been much worse. If Zinchenko wasn't inverted into the midfield, much worse for us. Now, let's just go through the goals. Because we scored first. It was a deflection off of Romero. Saka trying to go for the shot. Deflects off of Romero. Goes into the back of the net. Great. I was I was gassed, I was screaming. Yeah, it was great. The equaliser from Spurs comes from Maddison turning Saka, absolutely turning him. And fair play to Saka. You know what? I'm not going to grill him too much because he actually looked like one of the good players on the pitch, him and Saliba. Only ones that can leave with their head held high. But what I am going to do is I'm going to question why Son was or had 3 or 4 players there around him and nobody got a leg to that shot. Nobody was able to block that shot. I'll be honest, that's poor. That's poor defending from the team. And that's only one instance. We come out for the second half. We're putting on some pressure. We get a penalty. Handball from Romero. I'm sorry. People want to say it's not a handball. That's a Stonewall handball. Easy as you like. By the laws of the game, that is a handball. Even when they put it back in slow motion in the replay, you could see him swipe his hand towards it. So please, allow talking about it's not a handball, it is a handball. The penalty is scored by Saka. We're 2-1 up. Great. Right after we're celebrating, Jorginho makes a mistake. He's passed the ball. He has an option of Ben White on the right and an option of Saliba on the left. Jorginho decides, I'm going to sit here and pass it between my feet and let Maddison press me. Maddison presses him, dispossesses Jorginho, runs, passes the ball to Son, and that is 2-2. And I'm sorry, but when you make a mistake, that's not good enough. He is supposed to be the experienced player on our team. Bear that in mind, experienced. He's supposed to know what London Derby is about. He played for Chelsea and he's playing for Arsenal. He knows what derbies are like against Tottenham. Because Chelsea do not like Tottenham either. We don't like them as well, but Chelsea don't either. So I know that Jorginho knows what it is to play in these games. Now it's 2-2 and the game does end like that. But there's a few things that we need to question. We need to question the reason why this team decides, because I've seen a theme here. Of us making chances. We make chances. I'm never going to say that we don't make chances. Never going to come out and say that. We make chances and we make good chances, but our Achilles heel is that we never, ever seem to take these chances. We always have to have 10 chances and then we score 2. We always have to have 5 chances and we might score 1. Out of those 5, we might not even score. I don't understand why this team is not more clinical. Okay, Jesus needs to do a bit better in front of goal. He needed to do a bit better in front of goal. Nketiah today was shocking. That one-on-one that he had with the keeper, where he got blocked by the keeper, I'm sorry, but Fabio Vieira was right next to you, not more than 5 yards away. You could have passed the ball to him. I'm not going to sit here and accept mediocrity when last season we challenged for the league. Now, yes, in terms of the league, at the moment it's still very early. People who are saying Arteta out, I've seen people saying Arteta out, which is crazy and nuts, to be honest. Yes, Arteta made mistakes in this game. Yes, it's a high stakes game because you're rivals, and yeah, I hate Tottenham and we don't want to lose against them, but we didn't lose. It feels like a loss, but in reality, we did not lose. We actually drew the game. But it feels like a loss because of the quality that we have and the fact that we should be beating Spurs at home. We should not be getting dominated in that second half. I'm sorry, but at home, you should be holding most of the possession. You should have majority of the shots. They should be playing counter-attacking football against you. Now, fair plays to Ange, because he said to us that he is going to come, he's going to play his own football, and he's going to scared the life out of us. Now, we weren't scared. But the fact that we didn't even manage to put together a proper performance, is shocking. Absolutely shocking. And because this is the North London derby, I expect so much better from my players. So much better. So these players need to really think about what happened in that game. Yeah, I understand that we've got injuries, but let's face it, our team is still talented enough to go out there and put a performance out. Other than Kai Havertz coming on, which is shocking decision, and I'll get to Mikel Arteta and his decisions in a second. But for now, we need to talk about the fact that we don't take a lot of our chances. The fact that we decide that once we score a goal, we don't have that killer instinct in us. The one that Man City has. Where even if they score a goal, they've still got their foot on your neck. And they're going to keep on going at you. Scoring goals and goals and goals. Until they just think, okay, we don't need to score anymore. A poor performance out there. An absolutely poor performance from the boys out there. Saliba and Saka, like I said, only ones that can leave there with their head held high. The only two. Because Saliba was fighting for his life out there. Saved us on multiple occasions. Raya also did not have a bad game. That save right there, that save that he done was amazing. Amazing. The fact that he got back to that save and was able to make it from Brennan Johnson's shot in the first half was crazy. I believe it was in the first half. Was crazy. They even panned the camera over to Ramsdale. Ramsdale was applauding him because that save was immense. But I'll be honest with you guys. We've started this season off a bit slow. And I said that, yes, we've started the season off slow. Yes, we've started not at the level that we were at last season. But eventually a game is going to go wrong for us. And then hopefully, I'm hoping that because this game has gone wrong for us, we got a draw at home. I'm hoping that this game really knocks some sense into these players. That, listen, you're not here to try and get top 4. We're not here to just qualify for Europe again. I'm here to compete in the Premier League. I want to win the Premier League. So the players need to make sure they get their idea straight. Because from the midfield to the attack, not being able to take control of games and really put a dent on the game, take your chances. We could have been 4-1 up in that first half. If we really took our chances, we could have been 4-1 up. But it always comes back to that. We don't take our chances. It was like that since the start of the season. We've been making plenty of chances. We don't take them. Now let's move on to Mikel Arteta's decision making. Because this was shocking. One of the worst games that Mikel Arteta's ever had in regards to bringing on substitutions. Anybody with a brain cell knows that Nketiah was having a bad game. The fact that he played 100 minutes is crazy. Unbelievable. I don't even understand why he played 100 minutes. No idea why. Substitutions that were made were obviously Jorginho came on and Havertz came on. Fabio Vieira and Declan Rice. Jorginho makes the mistake. It's poor from him. It's unfortunate. That was, I mean, other than Jorginho, who else could he have brought in to play that Declan Rice role? Mohamed Elneny? I don't know. Nah, we'll go with Jorginho, even though he made the mistake. But I'm sorry, bringing on Kai Havertz was the wrong decision. This guy disappears when he plays in that midfield position. The only good places we've seen him play is up top in that striker or centre forward, whatever you want to call it. The only position I've seen him play well. So why are we not playing him in that centre forward position if that's his best position, or that's where he's shown his best moments? Why are we not playing him in that position? We're trying to fit him into this midfield position. It's just not working. Now, I'm not going to sit here and go crazy and say, oh, Havertz is a shit signing, don't want him, get him out of my club. I'm not going to come out and say that, because I said at the start of the season, I'm going to give him 10 to 15 games just to see what he does. But I'll be honest with you, time is running out. We're 7 games in. You have 8 more games to prove me wrong. Because I didn't agree with the signing at the start. But I said, I trust in Mikel Arteta, and I trust that he's making the right decision, that he truly sees something in Kai Havertz. So I said, I'm gonna put my opinions aside, and I'm gonna see what happens with Kai Havertz. Don't play him in midfield ever again. Ever again. I never want to see this guy in that left 8 position. And let me give you an option that I would have gone with in that left 8 position. ESR. Game was screaming for someone with his ability, his directness to go forward, to carry the ball forward. And ESR is not called upon until the 90th minute or 89th minute is when ESR was brought on. In the North London derby, where the game was screaming for somebody to come on, a fresh pair of legs, to get out there, start running, start causing trouble. I would have bought an ESR at maybe the 70th minute, given him a proper run-in. Shouldn't have bought Kai Havertz on. If you put Smith Rowe on at half-time instead of Kai Havertz in that left 8 position, I guarantee you we don't lose that game. Now, Nketiah stayed on and Jesus was taken off. What a shit decision. Why would you take off Gabriel Jesus, who was still at that time trying and causing trouble on that left side, and actually moved into the middle and caused a bit more trouble? Why would you take him off and leave Nketiah on, who's done nothing all game? Done absolutely nothing all game, except for nearly foul the goalkeeper and get sent off. Why would you not take him off? And let's just focus on the time that Reiss Nelson came on. Reiss Nelson came on, ladies and gentlemen, in the 77th minute. The 77th minute is when he came on. That game was screaming for a natural left winger. And listen, Reiss Nelson, he can play on the left wing, he can play on the right wing, but the majority of the time he plays on the left wing, and he looks very good when he plays on the left wing. We saw him against PSV, he got an assist with Erdogan. As soon as he came on, started making a difference. This game as well. As soon as he came on, started making a difference, but just didn't have enough time to get or put a stamp on the game because he didn't have enough time. We had like 13 minutes to get into the game. Poor from Arteta today. Absolutely poor. The substitutions, absolutely poor. Now let's speak about the Declan Rice. Before I go, guys, I'm going to quickly speak about this Declan Rice injury. I've had some time. I waited 24 hours before I made my match reaction, because if I made it yesterday, this would have been way over. I would have been way more angry. So I waited. I said, let me just wait, give it 24 hours, try and calm down, try and gather my thoughts, because yesterday my head was gone. My head was absolutely gone. The Declan Rice injury, from what we're hearing today, I've looked on social media, and The Mirror have actually put out a article on this, saying that Arsenal are confident, and Mikel Arteta is confident, that Declan Rice will be available for that fixture against Manchester City. He is also confident that Leandro Trossard and Martinelli will be back for that clash as well. Good news. Good news. Thomas Partey still out at the moment. But the fact that we may have Declan Rice, Martinelli as well, and Trossard back for that game is good. Because We needed this team to get back together, get back to winning ways, man. Let's hope that in the next game, we put out our frustrations on the team. I believe we have Bournemouth next. I want to see us put out our frustrations on that team. No joke. Forget about the Brentford game in midweek. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But for now, these players, just as an ending point, have to take a good, long, hard look at themselves. Because that performance that I witnessed from my players was despicable. Not good enough. And if you want to be title challengers and you want to win the title, you can't come out and do poor performances like that against your biggest rivals. You can't. If you do that, you don't win the title. Not with that mentality. So we're going to leave it there, guys. A bit of a rant, so I do apologize, but I just had to get it all off my chest because watching that game, I was embarrassed. Embarrassed because I went into that game thinking we were going to win 3-1. Thinking that if they attacked us, we would be able to kill them. Because when PSV attacked us, we killed them. When teams normally attack us, even the great Man City, when they came to the Emirates, we still dominated the possession. They weren't going to dominate possession against us at the Emirates. So the fact that we were dominated by a Spurs team is shocking to me, and definitely needs for people to, in that team, or certain individuals in that team, to take a good hard look at themselves and think, am I working, am I playing to my full ability? Am I at 100%, or am I coming out at 30%, 25%, not even 50% work rate? So guys, listen, probably going to get dislikes on this video for all the Nketiah lovers. Probably going to get dislikes because of all the Havertz lovers. It is what it is. Jorginho lovers as well, they're probably going to dislike this video. But listen, I feel like that was the truth. Everything I said in this video was the truth. If you do agree with me and you're not happy with the performance yesterday, please make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I make a video. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for tuning in, and yeah, shit result.